What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now it's the post-WrestleMania Raw, which means fans are expecting some big things to happen. But will the show actually live up to the hype? Well, join us now as we look at the 4th April edition of the Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE Censored Stone Cold Steve Austin, rumors on a new member for Edge's faction, Ronda Rousey as a joke, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, as always with Raw and SmackDown, we won't recap the matches, but just provide you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Veer came. Yes, Veer came, and he unloaded on Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio, and put some much needed heat on the big man. The WWE may actually want to consider having Veer make random appearances, taking out wrestlers before he finally steps into the ring on Raw. Number 2, edgy and entertaining. What's going on with Edge and Damian Priest, and why did the WWE take so long to put them together? Perhaps it's just an example of hindsight being 2020, but Edge and Priest seem to be made for each other, the perfect example of a team with instant chemistry. Now, we're deeply intrigued by where things are going with Edge's new faction, and there could be a new member, so see our news for more. Now, while it would be unfair to say Edge has been stuck in a rut since his 2020 return, after all he's worked some amazing programs including his feuds with Randy Orton and Seth Rollins, this storyline has the potential to revitalize Raw and solidify Damian Priest's rise to the main event. Number 3, Cody bears his soul. Cody Rhodes cut what was arguably the best promo of his career, and he's bared his soul for the fans, crafting a compelling tale of why he was back in the WWE and why he was going to capture a world championship not only for himself but his dearly departed father. Cody's reference to Dusty's epic program with WWF champion superstar Billy Graham might have been ancient history for fans, but it was a great touch. It's going to be fascinating to see how both Cody and the WWE protect the American Nightmare from being booed, as he was during Cody's latter run in AEW. His promo was emotional and raw, and most of all, authentic. And number 4, Bianca's basic brilliance. Cody Rhodes wasn't the only wrestler with a straight from the heart promo, as Bianca Belair's celebration of her title win showed sometimes it's best to go with the basics, in this case a babyface talking about how they won the championship through perseverance and heart, and more importantly, how she didn't win it by cheating or injuring her opponent. Belair has everything the WWE needs for a babyface women's champion: charisma, promo skills, fantastic ring work, and an eclectic presentation. If they're smart, it will give Belair time to prove herself as a main eventer rather than having her drop the title too soon and going into a chase for the belt. But that was good. What about the bad? As number 1, anything but riveting. As we'll see, there were many examples of lazy and bad booking on last night's post-Mania Raw, but let's start off with the worst offender, the main event promo by the Bloodline. Now that Roman is unified champion, fans should expect to see the tribal chief on both Raw and SmackDown on a regular basis. If this segment is a hint of things to come, Reigns is going to wear out his welcome in the WWE unless they find a way to make these appearances exciting. Last night's promo was the epitome of phoning it in, with the promo serving as nothing more than an ad for SmackDown. It's okay to end shows with promos, especially when they lead to a run-in or something similarly exciting, but his promos should have opened the show while Cody's should have ended it. It may have bruised Roman's ego, but it was a better choice. Number 2, the chump is here. And nobody knows how to book weak champions like the WWE, as seen with them having Austin Theory repeatedly beat United States champion Finn Balor and even toppling Intercontinental champion Ricochet. How else to explain Pat McAfee beating Austin Theory but Theory dominating the WWE secondary champions? While it's easy to dismiss Theory's win over Ricochet, Balor is a former Universal Champion who not so long ago challenged Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. That's crystal clear why the WWE wants to push Theory, but unless it plans on having him defeat Balor for the US Championship, which isn't a bad idea, why have him beat Balor every week? A part of the problem is lazy booking, but the other one is less obvious: the WWE's lack of any name opponents, even mid-carders for Theory to beat. Number 3, a regular Raw. The Raw after WrestleMania is traditionally one of the Red Brand's biggest nights as they continue feuds, build new ones, and bring in returning stars or new stars. Last night's show was nothing special other than Cody Rhodes' spellbinding speech, Veer's decent debut, and the intrigue over whether things are going with the Edge and Damian Priest alliance. The rest of the show was a bit of a letdown, especially after they delivered one of its best WrestleManias in years. Maybe we were just a bit spoilt with WrestleMania, and we were just expecting more. Number 4, the Omos and MVP morass. The new partnership between Omos and MVP is a complicated situation that shows the WWE's trouble booking complex storylines. On one hand, it's great that the WWE decided to pair MVP with Omos, as MVP is fantastic at helping wrestlers get over, as seen with how he helped Bobby Lashley. But on the other hand, the WWE mishandled things with MVP turning on Lashley, as the betrayal was just too sudden. Sure, MVP explained his anger that Ashley had the nerve to be almost without him, but the WWE hardly explained why MVP was absent at WrestleMania, or why MVP, who ditched Lashley rather than say rebuilding the Hurt business with Omos and slowly building a storyline of the Almighty, realizing he needs no one's help. Omos vs Lashley should be good now that MVP is aligned with Omos, but once again the WWE wasted an opportunity to craft a compelling tale. And number 5, Bizarro booking continues. And you have to give the WWE credit for being consistent with their booking, even though it's the promotion's Bizarro booking. In this instance, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan lost a non-title match against the newly crowned women's tag team champions Banks and Naomi, but somehow Liv Morgan talked authority figures Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce into not just giving them a rematch, but a title match. Okay, this isn't the first time this has happened, as the WWE continues to haphazardly book title matches from week to week. But on one hand, the promotion lets some US champions issue open challenges, sometimes for the title and sometimes to earn a title shot. When it comes to the women's tag titles, there's zero continuity or logic, which tells you all you need to know about how much the WWE cares about those belts. They could have salvaged this segment by showing Liv Morgan pleading for a title shot and Pearce and Deville's rationale for granting it. Instead, Morgan mentioned it. The WWE clearly doesn't know the storytelling maxim of show, don't tell. But that was the bad. What about the downright ugly as it's Ezekiel? What the hell have they done with Elias? While Elias fans are probably glad to see him back on television, his new gimmick of either pretending to be or somehow being Elias's younger brother Ezekiel has WrestleCrap written all over it. Now normally we would give a gimmick like this the benefit of the doubt, as on one hand it could be something complex such as a multiple personality gimmick or some elaborate mind game, but then we think about Mojo Rawley. But that was our review of Raw. What did you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at Stone Cold being censored. Topping today's news is a hilarious story on how you can't censor Stone Cold Steve Austin, something evident from this weekend's appearance by the Texas Rattlesnake. According to Pat McAfee, the WWE put restriction on what Austin could and could not do. He was working on coming out, and you know, we're in a different era now of the WWE than we were then, so I got to watch this dude's entrance within an empty stadium or whatever, and he goes right to the top, both fingers straight up in the air. He's doing his whole thing, and then I see 3 producers running over to him. Can't do that. Can't do that. So he does it again. Can't do that. He was like, alright. So he just put his fist up or whatever. During the recent Pat McAfee show, the former NFL kicker revealed there's only so much you can do to control Austin. So then I was watching him at the show. I was wondering, there's no way he keeps that middle finger down. The middle finger from Steve Austin is coming at some point, and then last night, he had a couple. Austin appeared at WrestleMania's first night as planned, but surprised the WWE Universe on night 2 when he came out to ruin Mr. McMahon's victory celebration over Pat McAfee. Next up, Cody wrestles Kevin Owens after Raw. The WWE is wasting no time putting Cody Rhodes into the ring as the American Nightmare defeated Kevin Owens in a post-Raw match. But according to a report from Wrestling News' Paul Davis, at one point during the match, KO taunted Cody with a Young Bucks pose. The match saw the 2 superstars brawl outside the ring, including a spot where a fan, actually The Rock's mother, held Kevin Owens while Cody clobbered him. Next up, Ronda Rousey is a joke. Strong words from current UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion Juliana Pena, as she recently told UFC Hall of Famer Ronda Rousey is a joke. She recently appeared on the MMA Hour giving a brutal assessment of Rousey's career. Ronda is so old news, right? I think that what was incredible about her is that she opened the door and was destroying people in 10 seconds and became a star because she was demolishing people in the first round. And that's great, but she got knocked out twice and never came back. How legit is she? She continued talking trash, saying, "That's what I'm saying, she's kind of a joke in the MMA world now because she's what is the word? Sellout. Like a little bit of a sellout there. I mean, I guess I understand, right? It's like pro wrestling is fake. You get paid millions of dollars. I get it. But for me, for real shit, for like the you're the real deal, I would say that's in the UFC. And if she ever wants any of that real smoke, I'm ready." Now in Rousey's defense, she was already expanding her MMA career into other areas before her knockout losses, including roles in motion pictures and TV. Factor in Rousey's legacy and subsequent induction into UFC Hall of Fame, and you have a career that has nothing to be ashamed of. Is Juliana, whose title reign is roughly 1/10 of Rousey's, looking for attention or just sharing her opinion? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, a new wrestler joining Edge and Priest's faction. And last but not least, rumor has it that Rhea Ripley will soon join Damian Priest in Edge's new faction. Ripley, who teased dissension with Liv Morgan on last night's Raw after the duo came up short against the women's tag team champions Sasha Banks and Naomi, sure adds credibility to the past rumors that Ripley was being considered as a new addition to Edge's faction. What you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.